All right. Hopefully this is working now. I think it should be working. Let me just check. Okay. Let's see. Right. Sorry, I just have to check all of this stuff. Getting some massive technical issue. Oh. Okay, yes, we are live. Great. Okay. So, right, let me just put an announcement out. All right, and that's all good. Close that. Close that. Okay, right. So we're going to be live very shortly. Well, we are live, but I just need to get 2 more things up, and we should all be good. Right. Okie dokie. Right, so guys, welcome back to Spa. Welcome back to Spa? No, welcome back to the Online Racing League for round number 13 of the ORL Championship here at the infamous Spa-Francorchamps. Spa-Francorchamps? Spa. Here at Spa. Okay. Right, and we have got a big grid for today. We've got 20 drivers and 10 of them racing AOR. 5? Wait, hang on, let me just count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them are professional esports drivers. So the 5 professionals are Williams Tim, Velocity Formula Danny, Velocity Photon, VP Marek, and VSR Muller. Then you've got the quick guys. Our current champion Calcifer, Mark 313, Johan Engberg, NLE Jury, Adidas Tracksuit, and Davide. So watch out for all of them for sure for this race, because they are going to be very quick. And as usual guys, feel free to drop a message on the chat and all of that kind of stuff. Right, so let's move up the grid then to Velocity Formula Danny, and let's ride on board with him just for a little bit. As he goes through turn 16 now and heads down the back straight. Through the flat out corner of Blanchimont. And now into 1920 of the bus stop. Locking up his front right tyre. Trying to get the best possible exit. Current best time is sitting at 1:43.5 from Formula Danny. He's unable to improve and can only set a 43.7. As he heads through Eau Rouge, flat out, not even the sound of the lift. Have to be so brave to go for that flat out. The back end always wanting to step out on you. But again, this race is going to be very close. Expect it to be a battle between Formula Danny, Williams Timp, and Marek. And maybe Muller rounding out the top 4. Oh, the Formula Danny is slowing it down so much into turn 10 of Brussels, but losing the back end just that little bit. Right, so it seems that we are all good then. I've got my water with me, and as usual guys, we're going to be a little bit quiet during the practice itself, and then we'll start to work our hype up as we head into qualifying, and then of course the race. As Formula Danny does indeed head into the pits, let's sit on board with NLE Jury, who's coming around to start his first... No, he's not starting his first flying lap. Who can we sit with? Let's sit on board with VP Marek, sorry. I thought we were on board with Muller. Where is Muller? Okay, Muller's a bit further back, so let's sit on board with Marek then. As Daniel Epic's left the session, so that's his practice over, so maybe he's had some issues, as has Johan Engberg. Don't forget, Engberg last time out disconnected at the start. That was weird. I just want to say, at the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So he was unable to finish as a result. VP Marek also DNF after running in first place. So that was a massive shame for him. Velocity Photon in the pits. We don't really see him put in much practice usually, which is a shame. But here we go. How late will he brake? He brakes at about 80 meters. Not even a little lock up. Get the power on. It's looking fairly quick actually. What's it going to be? It's a 44.6. He will not improve. He must have cut the course somewhere. Who is out? Jury's not out. Formula Danny's not out. So let's just sit on board with VP Marek for a little bit longer then. Flat out through Eau Rouge once again. And now down the Kemmel Straight. Where will he brake? Usually they brake about 90 meters. Oh, 70 meters roughly. Gets it slowed down in. Stays in fifth around turn 9 and now into Brussels. Brakes late, drop it down into third gear. Just be patient. Second gear now. And just feeding the power back in. And now into Campus. Fifth gear runs a little bit wide, but that's fine. That won't cost him at all. And now down the back straight we go. Again guys, keep the comments coming in. If you have any questions at all about anything, do drop us a message. But Formula Danny set a 43.5 on... Is that on the super soft tyres? Hang on, let's just find on best tyres. Right. As Marek comes around the final corner, get the power on. You can see the back end just slowly stepping out as he sets a 45.7. Not better than his previous best, but it is on the medium tyres. While Formula Danny has set his time on the soft tyres. So you would expect him just to be that little bit quicker. You've got Elsing and Barney, they're up there, but they have done their times on the super soft tyres. Don't expect anyone here at Spa. Your tyres get eaten up alive. This is the longest track on the calendar. So expect your race strategies to be a soft and a medium stint. Let's sit on board with Williams Tim. He's coming around Blanchimont now to end his lap. He is on the soft tyres. So he'll probably jump ahead of Formula Danny. Actually riding the curb. Back end steps out. Now feed the power in from second gear. It's going to be a 44 actually. 43.5. And Williams Timp. And now he's doing a donut. Okay, let's just ride on board here. Oh, okay. So he just wanted to come into the pits. I'm not going to lie. I've not seen that one before. And that's clever. I like that. That is really impressive. I like that. Hats off to you, William Stipp, for doing that. And he's just retired from the session, okay? His lap time did get invalidated. And look at Formula Danny trying to get the best possible exit out of that last corner. So expect a lot of them to be doing that in qualifying when they start their flying lap. he is on the super soft tyres, so maybe just testing out the durability of these super soft tyres. Do not rule out a two-stop strategy for this race. Flat out down the Kemmel Straight. Let's see how late he dares brake. It's probably going to be around the 70-meter mark. Brakes down 4th gear, not going to go down into 3rd gear, using up all the curb on the left. Back end stepping out like crazy. How do you hold that? Cher's getting right out of the way. Little lock up on the front right tyre. Have to be so patient round that right hander of Broussel's. And now into Pouon. Oh, back end stepping out all the way. Just have to have so much guts around that double left-hander. Oh, early downshift. The downshift from Formula Danny is always so nice to listen to. And now down the back straight as we head into Blanchimont. I'm not sure actually, if you guys could correct me, is that left-handed there Blanchimont, or is this one Blanchimont? I thought it was this one, but I'm not sure. Anyway, heading into the bus stop of turn 19 and 20 now. Brake as late as you can. Slightly misses the apex, and he's going to head into the pits. So it was actually looking like a fairly quick lap, but Eneli Jury with a 43.3 on the soft tyres. So possibly watch out for him. Velocity Formula Danny does currently have the lap record on time trial for the circuit. But let's stick on board with Eneli Jury. Can he improve on his previous time? Again, we are only in practice, so these times aren't that important. But if it's a 43.3 currently, expect qualifying to be a 42, maybe a 41.9 will be pole. They always somehow find about a second. I don't know how, but every single time they find about a second between practice and qualifying. And it's a 43.6, so a couple of tenths off. Flat out through Eau Rouge, no one left. Actually, I'm quite interested to watch some of the back runners and seeing if they take it flat out as well. Or maybe it's just me who always loses the back end when I try to take that corner flat. Anyway, brakes down, 4th gear, holds it. 5th gear round the right hander as we now head into turn 11. Oh, I just missed that. Well, I think that was Barney who had spun there. I'm not sure. Anyway, into turn 11. Yeah, through turn 11. Sorry. I'm just trying to remember the corner names just so that when the race comes, I don't have to keep on stuttering. Anyway, through Pouon. One of the best corners on the circuit after Eau Rouge, possibly. I don't know. If you guys want to let me know what you think the best corner on the track is, as he does run very wide through turn 15. This isn't going to be a quick lap. He did run fairly wide. Adidas tracksuit currently in 3rd. He's on a 1:46 at the minute. VSR Muller also in 4th. But Adidas tracksuit had to do his time on the super soft tyres. And Jury is going to head straight into the pits. Right, who else can we ride on board with then? Let's try to stick with the front runners. Let's sit with VP Marek then. He just set a 1:45.6 on the medium tyres, so that is a quick time considering he is on the harder compound. Through turn 11, and now we head into Pouon. Drops it down into 6th gear, running just slightly wide. Feeding the power in through Campus. runs wide. We see a lot of people doing that, although I'm not sure if that does get you a penalty. Don't forget, these guys are racing with the strict penalties enabled. So if you get 3 penalties, that is a time penalty in that has been given. You do have the Fair Drivers Championship. I believe it's Myler leading that ahead of I'm not sure. I think it's Myler, then Weke, and then Calcifer. Anyway, breaking down little lockup, but he gets it right up onto the apex, and he's going to come into pit. Everyone we ride on board with ends up heading into the pits on that lap. We are cursed. But let's sit on board with Calcifer. He's on the super soft tyres, so a lot of people are testing out these super soft tyres, and I will be kind of interested to see whether they opt for the super soft tyres come qualifying, or whether they decide, you know what, we'll just stick with the soft tyres and do a soft medium one stop strategy for the race, because soft medium does work. I was with Calcifer as he did some of his race prep, and the soft medium tyres does work. It's stint and it does last until the end. However, you may see a super soft, super soft, so that is something to watch out for as well, or super soft and then 2 soft stints. But again, all of this is stuff to watch out for, and that Spa is very easy to overtake. So unlike Hungary, where we saw NLE Jury go for that 2-stop strategy, and it was much harder for him to get past, here at Spa, if you do go for the 2-stop strategy, it'll be much easier to make up places, because there's practically nothing you can do if someone behind you has DRS on the Camel Straight, as Calcifer messes up his lap through turn 15 of Stavolo, and he's going to back out of that lap. Who can we ride on board with then? Davide. Right, let's see if Davide takes this flat. I think I detected a slight lift there. Who else can we ride on board with? Okay. Let's ride on board with Velocifote, he's always quick, and last time out he did get front wing damage and he had to pit from the lead of the race, so he will be looking to make amends. Don't forget, it's also Elsinger's birthday, and this is Black Panther's home race, so expect both of them to be on top form. Right, I think I deserve a sip of water. Also guys, let me know your predictions. What do you think the fastest lap of qualifying will be? I'd offer the winner a prize, but I don't know what I could give. So if you have an idea for a prize, let me know. I'll announce you on the stream. I can do that, but I can't think of much more to do. Maybe we can introduce a competition. Whoever gets closest to the fastest lap gets I don't know, to take part in the ORL social event. I don't know. I need clarification for that, but maybe it's something we can look at doing. But yeah, guys, let us know, what do you think the fastest lap of qualifying will be? Oh, that is super late braking from Velocifoto, braking at about 60 meters, and he gets it slowed down. This is a very, very quick lap. He runs all the way up onto the curb through turn 9. Now Brussels. Does he drop down to 3rd gear? Yes. 2nd gear. Just so the top drivers just seem to be dropping down to 2nd gear just for that slight moment, just to get the front end turned in and then back up to 3rd gear, just so you don't completely lose the back end into Pouon. Now how wide will he go? All the way out. So great, this circuit. Absolutely fantastic track here at Spa. Photon just misses the apex as he heads into the campus chicane. Oh, the downshift is so nice, just hearing the revs rise. And now through turn 16 onto the back straight as we head into Blanchimont. Again, I do need clarification. Is that Blanchimont as Twin Barrel J tries to get well out of the way, and he does so successfully. And now into 19 and 20. How late will he brake? Is really late. He does just about clip the curb. Just missed slightly. You really do want to ride that curb. He's going to straight line it to the start finish line. It's a 42.3. What a lap. And I did mention qualifying we will see a 41. And it's only 4 tenths away. So imagine, they can definitely find 4 extra tenths. Look at Photon's ERS. It's only at 65%. So if he used a bit more, he'd be able to go that little bit faster. Thank you, Fixer, for the comment in. Yes, go Black Panther. It is his home race. I believe he is the only Belgian in the field. I'm fairly certain of that. Right, who can we ride on board with? as Photon is on a cool down lap. Let's sit on board with NLE Jury. He's also on the super soft tyres. Formula Danny and Tracksuit have left the session. What about VSR Muller? Okay, he's further ahead. So let's see if he's on a hot lap, actually. No, he's not. He's already at 125. Yeah, he's not on a hot lap. Let's sit on board with NLE Jury then. I think he may... Is he on a hot lap? Okay, yeah, Jury I think is on a hot lap while Muller is about to start his hot lap. So after Jury finishes this lap, we will switch over to Muller, who will be looking to go one better than last time out at Hungary, where he did finish second. Jury riding the curb through the final corner. What kind of lap time is it going to be? Can he do a 43 as well? It's a 43 flat, slightly better, but nowhere near the level of Photon. And Muller actually headed into the pit at the end of that lap. Barney, will he be able to find some time? What about Calcifer and Davide? Calcifer's backing off Davide. Is he on a hot lap? He's almost a tenth down at the minute as he runs completely wide. Interestingly, you don't get a time warning for doing that, although he loses the back end as he does so. And Bencito is into the barrier. Who is out on a lap? What about Jury? No, Jury's not on a lap. So let's ride on board. Barney's on a slow lap. Let's sit on board with Black Panther then, as Davide gets well out of the way on the grass. Whoa! As Black Panther, it's raining. It is raining here at Spa. You can see the spots of rain. That's why everyone has been spinning. It is the rain. I'm glad we noticed that eventually. I thought there were too many people spinning for my liking, but it is at the end of practice session. Look, there is a lot of rain now. So will we see some people? Let's get up the spectator menu. Detail fitted. Okay, so we've got Toffee. So people, Marek is going to be heading out. What about Toffee? Toffee's already out, but it's going to be for wets really quickly, I feel. I'm pretty sure the transition here at Spa will be very, very quick. Right, let's sit on board with VP Marek then. Very quick. He was leading the race at Hungary last time out until he lost his front wing on the exit of turn 1. Oh, bit of a moment there for Marek. He lifts out of it, trying to take a Rouge flat out. That was very close. Looks like we've got a bit of a Black Panther fandom here. Last time out it was Myler, and this time it seems to be Black Panther and Weird. So get in there, guys. Support your drivers. I'm sure they will be extremely happy when they watch over the live stream and see your support in the chat. Right, here we go into Puon. You want to stay well away from that curb. It's almost an auto spin curb. As, whoa, contact, oh, just get out of it. And there's more I feel like the last bit was VP Marek just getting a bit frustrated. So, yeah, probably Muller should have got out of the way, but it's on the super soft tyres. Is anyone going to go for the wet tyres? Right, Davide. He's going to try to take a flat. He's going to lose it. He just straight lines it and runs super wide. But it look, whoa, as Twin Barrel J loses the back end through Blanchimon. That was entertaining. We're going to see a lot of spins. VP Marek's in the pit. I feel like it's going to be full wets almost. I'm not sure. I feel like it's at the crossover points to wet. I mean, on this game, I've always been bad when it comes to determining when it's time to change over. Hello, Panurg. There we go, Panurg. I misread that initially. Welcome to the stream. Everyone's just trying to get a little bit of wet weather practice in. Just put on the wet weather setup. See how it feels. And Black Panther has left the session. I'm not sure actually. Is it going to be a wet qualifying or not? Hopefully we can get confirmation of that if we're going to get a wet quali or race. It is randomly generated, but we do know at the start of the session, and I have somehow missed that because I missed it because I was trying to make sure everything was working at the start of the stream. We were getting some technical difficulties, but everything is running smoothly now. Hence why you guys can see all of this. Or okay, Benzito practicing his late braking for the pit entry there. Right, let's sit on board with Muller. Oh, back end stepping out there. Why is he still on the super soft tyres? I don't get this. Let's just watch this then. What do you guys think? Do you think that he will spin at some point? Oh, running so wide there. Just look, the front. Just when you try to brake in these wet conditions, your tyres just lock up instantly. Whoa. This is almost like me karting in the wet. Just getting the back end out, trying to control it around the corner. Oh, but it is the end of practice session, so we will be heading into the race. And guys, expect a 141. Possibly super soft tyres, so we might see some split strategies here. The split strategy will work. Whoa, as Muller loses the back end, he does hold it. The water catch by VSR Muller. Insane reactions there. Although I feel like he knew it was going, and I think VSR... That was a great catch. He just did a full 360. Kudos to you. And VSR Muller just doing some donuts just to please the fans. Let's take a good look at those donuts. As he drifts around the barrier. What are you doing, VSR Muller? He's going to reverse across the line. We're seeing a lot of showboating for this race. Oh god, that is kudos to you, VSR Muller. I want to see that. If he's leading the race by like 20 seconds, I want to see some donuts before he crosses the finish line. But that is the end of practice here for Spa. So without further ado, let us head into qualifying. We're just waiting for Benzito, it would seem, and we will be heading in. Right, so we will be heading into qualifying in 20 seconds. So Velocity Photon with the quickest time with a 42.3. However, Formula Danny did do his time on the soft tyres. Where is Williams Tim? Williams Tim did his on the medium. So watch out for those three. Photon the quickest on the super softs, Formula Danny the quickest on the softs, and Tim the quickest on the medium tyres. So watch out for those three. It's going to be extremely interesting to see what tyre choice they do go for in the race. Again, you have to be careful because if you do go for the harder tyres, you do risk being jumped by other people. But we will be having a dry session for qualifying. I don't know if we are expecting to see any rain later on. So as usual, let's get up our telemetry lap data detail. Let's put on 55 because no one set a fastest lap yet. And get fastest lap. There we all go. We're ready. So who is going to be the first one out of the pits as everyone loads up their setups and gets ready to go? Can't see anyone heading out yet. Can't see any mechanics making their way. Oh, we're seeing someone heading out, and it looks like Weke will be the first person out. Who else is out? We're getting quite a few drivers heading out now. We've got Calcifer. Who else have we got? We've got Jury as well. So actually, let's sit on board with Calcifer there. And we've just got confirmation that we will be having a dry qualifying and race. As Calcifer gets out of the way of Elsinger. But we can, let's sit on board with Calcifer then. He is on the super soft tyres. Who else is out on the track? Is Formula Danny? No, Formula Danny's still there. What about Tim? Okay, Tim's out. Let's sit on board with him because we can expect Tim to be right up there. And he is on the super soft tyres. So Tim in practice went for the medium tyres. So this will be his first lap of the day on super soft tyres. So Maybe he'll get caught out slightly by that, but we'll see. Again, first lap, usually a bank lap, because if you are in the top 10, you do have to start the race that you set your fastest time on. So usually it's always good to have a bit of a banker time in, some nice fresh tyres, just in case you can't find a quicker lap. Or just in case you do get a quick lap, but you've completely messed up your tyres. Alright guys, so, come on guys, I want to see that chat lighting up. Who do you think is going to get pole position? What do you expect your drivers to get? For you Black Panther and Weebs fans, where do you expect your drivers to finish? Who's going to be on pole? What's the fastest lap going to be? Come on, bring in the guesses and the predictions. But we will be riding on board with Williams Tim for his first lap of qualifying, and you can expect it to probably go to pole. He is extremely quick. He has won his only race of the ORL Championship. That was in Great Britain, a very, very wet Great Britain as well. So in the way, he does have a lot of pace, so I'm sure he'll be a little bit upset that it's not raining. And look at the line that he takes. We saw Formula Danny do that in practice, and Timp will do it here. Although interestingly, he's on the right hand side of the track as he starts a lap. Where will he brake? He brakes at about 90 meters, slows it down to second, first gear actually. Get the power, look at the back end stepping out all the way. And now flat out down the hill as we approach 3, 4 and 5 of Eau Rouge. Flat out, not even a hint of a lift. And now down the Kemmel Straight we go to probably what is the harshest braking point of the track. No, the second harshest. Where would he brake? Oh, really late, about 70 meters, slows it down to 4th gear, into the chicane. Shez gets well out of the way, down to 5th gear, get the power back on as you now head into turn 10 of Brussels. Slow it down, we've seen everyone go down to 2nd gear just for a moment and then straight back up to 3rd, and Williams Tib is no different, using up all the curb on the right as you try to take the line of least resistance through 11, now into Pouon. Drops it down into 7th gear, all the way out wide, getting the power on as soon as he dares. Down to 4th gear, trying to get into that groove of the curb. Power back on now as you approach Stavelot. Back end steps out a little bit, but not too much. Flat out through turn 16 as we now approach, as we're now on the back straight. Elsinger with provisional poles quickly taken by Calsfer with a 41.8. That is a quick lap. VP America 41.6. Can Williams Tim get into the 40s? Formula Danny is getting ready for a lap. But down to 2nd gear goes Williams Tim. 1st gear for the final part of the chicane. On with the power. It's going to be a 41 flat. What a lap by Williams Tim. Let's sit on board with Formula Danny. He is just starting his fastest lap. Power coming on, back end stepping out like crazy. Right, I need a drink. Flat out through Eau Rouge. No lift at all. Although how late will he brake? A bit earlier than Williams Tim, it feels. Don't forget, Formula Danny currently holds the time trial record for this track in the dry. Just touching the gravel there, but that won't affect him too much. In fact, it might be slightly quicker actually, just because he gets to go out a little bit wider. Look how much curb he uses on the entry to the corner. Everyone on the super soft tyres apart from Ennerly, Jury, Black Panther and Elsinger. So expect them to shove on a set of super softs very soon. Who is that ahead? Is that Adidas tracksuit? Yes it is. Is he on a quick lap? I think he's on a cool down lap, so expect him to get well out of the way of Formula Danny. Down to 4th gear. Get the power on as early as you can, using up all of the AstroTurf on the left, on the exit of the corner. And now here we go into Blanchimont. Can he pip Williams Tim? These two are in a completely different level from everyone else. Maybe Muller and Merritt could close the gap, but we will have to see. Look, using up a lot of curve, and he's going to head into the pits. So clearly not happy with that lap, and that's interesting. And one thing I would like to mention is because Spa has such a long lap, drivers will not be able to get in as many hot laps as you would at a shorter track. Let's say Austria, for example. So at Austria, you might be able to get 3 or 4 hot laps in. Here at Spa, you can only get 2 in. Who is out on a lap? Williams-Timp. Williams-Timp is coming into the pits. So that's interesting. Everyone seeming to head into the pits. VSR Muller's in the pits. He hasn't headed out yet. Let's stick on board with Davide. He's on a slow lap. Will he get jumped on for a lap? What about Daniel Epic? He's just at a 43.6. Let's stick on board with Davide. Oh, Davide's in the pits. Daniel Epic, he's on a lap, but it's alright at the minute. Let's see where Weebs is. Weebs is coming to start a lap. Let's sit on board with him then until some of the others head out. Actually, what about Twin Barrel J? Is he on for a hot lap? No. So let's stick on board with Weebs then. Will he take Eau Rouge flat? Go on, I know we've got a lot of Weebs fan in the chat, so I'll give you a bit of Weebs time. Let's listen. He does take it flat. Brave stuff there from Mr. Weebs. Right, Marek is on his outlet. What about Jury? Also, watch out for Adidas tracksuit. He is very quick as well in AOR Split 3. He's only done 1 race so far this year in ORL, and that was in Baku, I believe. He finished 4th. I think it was behind Calcifer, Crow, and Marco Krisman. But it was 4th, and it would have been behind those 3, or some combination of Calcifer, Marco Krisman, Crow, or Muster White Lilac. You know what? Let's sit on board with Weebs. Oh, as he has a massive moment, he loses the back end. And that was a massive moment on the exit of Pouon. He's going to reverse at some point, but let's see. VSR Muller, are you on a hot lap yet? No, you are not. And VSR Muller, let's sit on board with him. We haven't had a lap with him yet. Formula Danny is on an outlap, but he's further back, and VSR Muller is very quick as well. So again, taking that line, trying to get the best exit through the final corner. So let's sit on board then for a lap with Mr. Muller. Down to first gear. Back end steps out a bit, but not as much as we saw it happen for Timp and Formula Danny. Again, it will be flat out through Eau Rouge. He rides the curb. That's brave, brave stuff from Muller. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm sure that will clear up before Muller gets there. Fifth gear. Okay, he does drop down to 4th eventually. I was wondering why he was only for 5th gear for the right-hander of... What corner was that? I can't remember. Turn 9 and now into turn 10. Drops down into 2nd just for a split time. Doesn't really ride the curb on the entry, so that's a little bit of a different line that we're seeing between Muller and Timp. And Formula Danny as well. Not very smooth through Pouon, having to correct his line a fair bit. And I don't think this is going to be a quick lap. Maybe it'll get him into the 42s, but not into the 41s. I highly doubt that. I feel like this is more of a warm-up lap. Look at his ERS usage. Not that much. In fact, I think we might see Muller peel into the pits at the end of this lap. However, let's just sit on board with him just for a little bit longer. Again, you've got 8 or 9 drivers who haven't set a lap time yet, so that could be crucial stuff. As Muller having a bit of a lock-up on his front right tyre, he still makes the apex though. It's gonna be a 42.7, so not very quick. And we did mention that he made a fair few mistakes. However, let's ride on board with Williams-Timp, who is on a hot lap, it would seem. On the super soft tyres. Actually, let's see. Has anyone put on a different set of tyres? So, Jury and Elsinger have gone for their super soft tyres now. And actually, this is a really good running from Black Panther. He's ahead of Jury and Engberg on the super soft, so great job from him so far. But Williams-Timp heads through Blanchimont. Formula Danny with a 40.4. That is an insane lap. Dare I say, are we going to see a 39? I doubt it. But what can Tim do? It's a 41 flat and half a second off Formula Danny's time. And Williams Tim is going to back off that lap. Let's stick a ball with Photon then. What kind of lap is this going to be? It's a 40.7. Photon moves up into second, and we're going to see a Velocity 1-2 as it stands. They've got about 2 minutes to get back to the pit lane, and then 2 minutes to do an outlap. So that's 4 minutes. So these drivers only have one more lap available to them. Calcifer's going to back off his lap actually. So he's currently in 4th. What about Davide? Davide's just moved up into 6th with a 42.2. However, actually, we're not going to see, who is it? Mark is not actually racing today. So he had put himself down as racing, but it would appear that he's not going to be racing. Daniel Epic filling in for him. Black Panther's going to head into the pit, so he's got 3 minutes before he decides he has to get back out on the track. Let's sit on board with NLE. Jury's on an outlap. Engberg's in the pits. Adidas Tracksuit's in the pits. Elsinger is on a hot lap, I believe. He's just on a 43.1, but slower than Muller. And expect Muller to find a lot of time because Muller is very quick. Again, he finished second last time out in Hungary. Whoa, as Elsinger has a massive moment with a back end. Somehow he catches that. Right, who else is on a lap? Jury isn't on a lap, but he's on an out lap. Photon's going to head into the pit, so he'll be able to get back out in time. But Davide will be heading into the pits at the end of this lap. And Elsinger's just a little bit quicker at the minute, but if he does not head into the pits at the end of this lap, he will not be able to get another lap in. This will be his final lap as he heads through Campus, the chicane of Campus, and now into Stavolo. Third gear, and it's slow. I think he's going to head into the pits at the end of this lap. Yeah, he's 2 seconds down at the minute. Reeves, will he take this? Oh, sorry, it's Weke. Oh, there's a little left from Weke. He doesn't go for it flat. Reeves is on his hot lap. Let's see if he can improve. This might be his last chance to set in a lap. He might get one lap after this. What kind of lap time is it going to be? It's going to be a 43.7. That moves him up into 15th. And Photon and Formula Danny aren't out of the pits yet. What about Jury? Jury is on a hot lap. Let's stick on board with him then. This is likely to be Jury's final lap. Actually, he'll get one lap after this if he decides that he wants to risk his tyre wear. But again, you don't want to risk doing 2 laps here at Spa because your tyres will be destroyed before your race start. But here we go. It's looking fairly quick at the minute. Jury currently in 8th on a 42.4. It's going to be a 41.3. Jury moves up into 4th place. A quick lap from Jury that sees him jump ahead of Calcifer. But expect to see Williams, Timp, Photon. All of these guys will be heading out now. And Photon is the first one out. Is anyone on a hot lap? What about Jury? Jury might be going for a second hot lap. We can stick on board with him, but what about Muller? Muller's on a hot lap, so let's stay with him then, because he's currently on a 42.7, and this is likely to be his final lap. Let's watch for that braking point. Very late, gets it turned in nice and early. Jury has retired from the session, so that is his final lap. Maybe he had a moment through the chicane of turn 7 and 8. A little lock up on the front right, down to second and back up to third. Will he ride that curb on the right? Yes, he does. Remember that previous lap he didn't, and that did cost him massively. Again, Muller has to be careful. If he makes one mistake, one track limit, that can be the end of his qualifying. And Muller currently in 11th, expect him to jump up to around about 5th, or at least provisionally. But don't worry guys, as soon as Muller finishes lap, we will go straight over to Formula Danny, Photon or Timp, because they will be setting a lap. Photon has already started his lap actually, so he's going to be one of the earlier guys to set his lap. Formula Danny and Timp will cross the line right at the last second. Formula Danny just started his lap now. Williams Timber has a bit to go. He's still on his out lap. Nice late braking from Muller. Can he just gets the curb, just making the apex. Muller though is going to be quick. It's a 41 flat, and VSR Muller is into third place, just ahead of Williams Tim. Williams Tim still hasn't started. He's got 40 seconds to cross the line, but let's stick on board with Photon. He's going to be the first of the Photon, Formula Danny and Tim to set a lap. What about Calcifer? He's going to be starting his lap soon. But let's stick on board with Photon. Photon, then Formula Danny, and then we'll go to Timp and Calcifer. I'm not sure where Marek is. Let's keep an eye on Marek. He's currently on a 141.6. Adidas Tracks 2 and Johan Engberg down in 10th and 11th. So expect them to rise slightly up the order. Or Formula Photon losing the back end through the right-hander, but that does help him out just that little bit. And now we head into Puon. How quick will he go? It's very quick. Let's see what his delta time is through sector 2. Into campus now, we'll see the delta. We're not getting any delta. Oh right, it's here. And Photon loses the back end. Has that thrown away the race, his qualifying lap anyway? 29.4, 29.3 from Formula Danny. So Formula Danny just that little bit quicker. Can Photon find the time? And Photon will head into the pit. Let's stick on board with Formula Danny then. He's got provisional pole as it stands. Can he improve? He gets the curb nice and sweet. The power on could have gone a bit quicker, but it's going to be fast. It's a 40.2. Formula Danny takes provisional pole. Calcifer's a bit behind. Where's Marek? Marek's ahead of everyone else. So let's stick on board with Marek, and then we can go over to Calcifer. Can Marek jump ahead of Formula Danny? I'm not sure about that. He's currently in 7th place. Massive loss of the back end. It's going to be a 41.3. He moves up. Calcifer's in the pits. Williams Timp has moved up into 2nd with a 40.7. 300ths ahead of Photon. But your final qualifying standings will be Formula Danny ahead of Williams Tim. Then we've got Photon and Muller. Then rounding up the 3rd row, Marek and Jury. 4th row, Calcifer and Engberg. And then rounding out our top 10, Davide and Black Panther. Anyway guys, it looks like we will be heading in for the race in a short while. Right, so just waiting for everyone, and then we will be getting underway for the race very shortly. So 28 seconds until we start. Let me get my last drink of water before we begin. Right, as usual, I need to get up my Streamlabs and begin the recording. Again guys, get your predictions in, all of that stuff. Let's go. Yes, these times are insane, Fixer. Oh, look at that in the left hand side of the screen. There's some weird stuff going on there. One car on top of the other. Anyway guys, I'm going to have to introduce the stream, so it's going to sound a little bit weird as it always does, but bear with me and we will be back to normal, what do you call it? Normal broadcasting, I guess. So I'm just going quiet for a little bit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 13 of the ORL Championship here at Belgium, the Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps. And we do have a massive race. If you thought Hungary was a great race, this race is going to be even better, because last time out winner Formula Danny has put it on pole, and he is lightning fast. Currently holding the time trial record here at Belgium. He took pole by about 3/10 ahead of William Timms, who was only 300ths ahead of Veloce Photon. VSR Muller rounds out the second row of the grid. Then on row 3 you've got VP Marek and NLE Jury, followed by Calcifer and Johan Engberg. Rounding out the top 10 is Davide and Black Panther, who is here for his home Grand Prix. There was talk that he would be missing out on his home Grand Prix due to exams, but he is here. Adidas tracksuit in 11th, followed by Elsinger. It is Elsinger's birthday today. He is 32 or 33, I believe. So he will be hoping to continue that crazy win streak that he has. This is his first season in ORL, and he has been in the points for every single race. An incredible achievement. So he will be hoping that he can continue that record. I think Calcifer currently holds the record at something, I'm not sure. Anyway, Barney is in 13th, Weebs is in 14th, Daniel Epic filling in for the missing VP, for the missing Mark in 15th, then Twin Barrel J in 16th, followed by Weke. Then Bencito, Toffee and Shez round out the rest of the grid. So as usual, guys, let's get this all up. Position change is really useful. Everyone starting on the soft tyres. Everyone did their qualifying laps on the super soft tyres. So, yeah. Also, I've just realised Myler isn't racing today. That's a massive shame. We were speaking to Myler at the end of last race, and he was saying, yeah, he's looking forward to qualifying on the softer tyres and just mixing everything up, but everyone's starting on the super soft tyres. So we are looking for a two-stop strategy, probably super soft tyres, soft tyres, and then maybe another set of super softs or soft tyres. So watch out for that in this race. But everyone is lining up on the grid for this 4.3 mile track, 22 lap race at the longest track on the calendar, and probably the best track for overtaking. Guys, are you ready? Because I am. We're waiting for the lights to go out. And here we go for round 13 of ORL. 5 red lights. And away we go for the ORL Grand Prix here at Spa. Williams Tim doesn't get the best of starts. Photon's looking down the inside. Formula Danny will be looking just to pull away as quick as he can. Let's see if we can ride on board with Marek and see what's going on up ahead, as Jury's trying to go side by side with Marek. Round the outside, surely not. He has a massive moment with the back end, but he's going to do it down the Kemmel straight. What's going on up ahead? We're getting a quadruple slipstream here as Formula Danny goes defensive. Can Williams Tim do anything? He's going to go for the outside. He's made the move stick. Williams Tim up into first place. A great start from him. Meanwhile, what's going on up here? Calcifer's made the position as NLE Jury has fallen down the grid. So NLE Jury trying to race with Marek. Marek is down to 12th place. So crazy, crazy scenes. Let's get details up to position change. So Marek and Jury have lost out big time after trying to battle through Eau Rouge. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Let's see where the battles are. It's fairly even. We've got Marek trying to climb back through the order as Daniel Epic makes his way through on Davide. Does Davide have some front wing issue? Twin Barrel J gonna go down the inside of him into turn 16. But let's go back up the grid because I'm sure we've got some battling. What's going on here? Elsing is currently under pressure from Mr. Marek. Photon also closing in on Formula Danny up ahead. We will shift over there as soon as we can. Marek running a bit wide to get that position, to get that overtake done. And Engberg is into the pits. At least this time Engberg has made the race. Last time out at Hungary he did disconnect at the start of the race, so at least he is here this time. Black Panther's in the pits. What a shame for him. Davide also into the pits. And we've got a virtual safety car. So this is actually good news for everyone heading into the pits. So I'm not sure what the safety car is for. Has someone crashed? I'm not sure, just trying to scroll through the order. But let's sit on board with these guys because they are very close to each other. Well, I might as well use the virtual safety car and get a quick glass of water. So, Black Panther, Johan Engberg is the first out of the pit. And he's only 4 seconds down on Toffee. And Weebs has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. What a shame, but virtual safety car has ended. Look at Engberg though. He's only 3 seconds down on Toffee. What has he gone for in terms of tyres? They've gone for the medium tyres. I'm not sure if they can make it to the end, but they can probably chuck on a set of super soft tyres right at the end of this race. Oh, what have I done? Gap. Let's put gap to interval, and detail we'll have it on tyre. But Adidas tracksuit doing a great job. He's on the soft tyres, so this is going to work out really well for him. But let's stay with Formula Danny. He is the quickest person in the world at this track according to the time trials, so he will be hunting down Williams Tip. Also very interesting to notice when everyone will be pitting in, when the pits will be happening, how that's all going to affect the race. Don't forget, last time out Formula Danny pitted later than everyone else, and in his own words, to make the race interesting. However, I doubt he'll do that this time because Williams Tip will be putting up a great fight. Let's go down to VP Marek, who is quite close to Adidas tracksuit. I'm not sure if he'll get the DRS. Let's see if we get the DRS timer coming up. Yes, we will. And Williams Tim and Formula Danny, what am I doing? I'm so stupid. But Formula Danny gets a move to stick, but we're going to go back down to Adidas tracksuit. What am I? I keep messing up the camera angles. Okay. Formula Danny has retaken the lead, and Marek's moved up to 7th place. Engberg is closing in on Toffee, and Shez is going to lose a position to Weke. But this is going to be interesting now. Can Tim keep up with Formula Danny as he runs a bit wide? Again, we will keep track of any penalties that come about. And the only penalty has been that one for Weebs for speeding under the virtual safety car. Formula Danny just kind of stretching out a lead. Again, guys, if you are interested, the highlights will be out on my channel. If you go on YouTube, that's Milky Serial 1. The highlights will be put out there, and hopefully we'll be able to get a podcast for next race at Monza. But Williams Tim staying close to Danny, and he will be getting DRS. Danny might just have to wait for the pit stops to be able to break away. But what about Muller? Muller's a bit further back. Can Formula Danny break that DRS? That's what it's all about. He needs to break the DRS. Calcifer is sticking with these guys. That's what he needs to do. Formula Danny is trying to close him down in the championship. He's currently about 100 points behind, but he did start the championship later than everyone else. Does Williams Tip have DRS? He does have DRS. Can he close it down? What about Calcifer? He's a fair bit back. Williams Tip only 4/10 down. He's not going to be able to have a go. He's too far back. This might be it. Formula Danny may be able to pull the trip pin now. What about down below? We've got Adidas track, so he's too far behind Marek. They will be trying to close onto the back of Jury. What about Engberg? Engberg is going for the outside of Shez. Shez going to tuck right back in as Marek picks up a 3-second time penalty. Let me write that down. Davide's got 5 seconds, and I think someone else picked up a penalty. Toffee is on the back, is close to Shez, but he's too far back. I thought I saw someone DNFing almost for a second. But look at this. Formula Danny, he's only 7/10 ahead of Tim. Can he pull 3/10? I don't think he can. Tim just too close. The power of slipstream at this track is crazy. Shez picks up a 3-second time penalty and weeps as DNF. So that must have been what the virtual safety car was for. That's a massive shame as Davide picks up a 3-second time penalty. Remember, he did well at France, but he ended up getting disqualified due to too many penalties. If you get 5 penalties or more in this series, you do get disqualified post-race. As Muller has picked up... Okay, so Tim is into the pits. This is great for Formula Danny. He can get some laps in clear air. Tim is going to put on the medium tyres. Can he stretch this to the end? He's in the pits for... Okay, so it's just glitching out. And Marek is onto the medium tyres as well. So you have to wonder, can the likes of Black Panther, can the likes of Shez make it to the end of the race on their medium set of tyres? Because you've got people like VP Marek. Sorry, not VP Marek. Johan Engberg. He's already done a pit stop. As Engberg comes out just ahead of Marek. But Marek will get DRS now. His tyres will be up to temperature. Calcifer is close to Muller, but he's not on the back Kemmel straight. As, whoa, wrong button. As Marek will make the position as he moves back up into the points. But yeah, you have the likes of Black Panther who had to pit on lap 2 onto these new tyres. So watch out for them if they will be able to make it to the end of the race. Davide is also on the medium tyres, but I'm sure one of the leaders ended up... That's it, Weke is on the medium tyres and he pitted as well. Let's get on board with Calcifer then. Will he be able to get close enough? Again, this race will kind of die down until Formula Danny comes in the pits. Formula Danny, again, he's not going to go for that early pit stop. He's going to look for the tyre life towards the end of this race. As Calcifer picks up a position on Muller. Does Muller get a penalty in the pits? No, he doesn't. Good late braking from Muller. Again, it's so hard. You want to try and brake as late as you can, but you run a massive, massive risk of getting a penalty. But what is this? Is Jury going to hold up Muller? No, he won't. What has Muller gone for? He's gone for the medium tyres, as has Jury. So where are they going to come out? They're going to come out behind Timp and ahead of VP Marek. So Williams Timp, he will get DRS on Barney, so expect him to make this move stick. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Davide has DNF'd. This is big news for the likes of Elsinger and Black Panther who are trying to make it into the pits. And Barney still ahead. This could be costly for Tim. Will Barney get out of the way or will he hold on to the position? Because he doesn't know that it's... Okay, no, he doesn't know that it's Williams Timp. Both of them locking up. But Barney is going to hold up Timp massively. This could play into the hands of Formula Danny and Photon incredibly here. Again, Tim's best chance will be on the back straight. Let's stick on board with him. Weke has DNF'd as well. But we're going to stick. I would usually check where he has DNF, but it is too close to call right now. I reckon this Eau Rouge is so easy to lose the back end through Eau Rouge trying to take it flat out. As Barney runs wide, Williamson will make up the position. Not even an issue. Where is Muller? Muller's further back. But Barney has done his pit stop already, so he's going to be going on those soft tyres for a while and then probably pit onto another set of soft tyres. Okay, Photon's in the pits. Where is Timp? Timp is here. We can just about see. So Williamson will make the position stick as Photon comes out of the pits now, but he is on 2 laps fresher tyres. So that could be quite important, and he's also crucially ahead of VSR and Muller. The question is, how long will Formula Danny stay on these tyres for? Also, if you're Elsinger, you're in a decent spot because you still have Toffee to pit ahead of you. So you will move up to about 13th place probably. Shez also in a really good spot, but Shez and Black Panther had to pit at the end of lap 1. So this could be very, very interesting to see how this race does pan out. Formula Danny having to correct it slightly through Pawn. So maybe his tyres are starting to wear now. We might see him into the pits at the end of this lap. Adidas tracksuit on the soft tyres. He is in second on those soft tyres, as is Barney's in fourth. So they are going to pull quite a distance, and this could be a great race strategy for them. They'll just have that little bit more life in their tyres. I'm not sure how long they can go. If you're on the soft tyres, you can probably make it to about lap 10. So expect them to pit in about 4 laps time onto medium tyres and really, really push. If there is a safety car, they'll probably go onto the soft tyres and then do another pit stop later onto the super soft. But Formula Danny is into the pit. Williams Timp is coming through Blanchimont now. Formula Danny is going to be on the soft tyres. They'll be 3 laps fresher. Williams Timp coming around the final corner. Adidas Tracksuit moves up into first place. And Timp is going to move ahead of Formula Danny. But what about Photon? Can Photon jump his teammate? I don't think so. Formula Danny will stay just ahead of Barney. Formula Danny, okay. He's come out just behind Timp. Okay, I've got that completely wrong. But he's going to have DRS on the fresher tyres. You have to be careful. You can't take this flat on cold tyres. But he does. He has a little correction. He does have DRS. Can he retake second place, which is the lead when Tracksuit will pit? He's got DRS. Is he close enough? Will he go for a dive bomb? No, he can't. He will feed out right behind Timp. But look at this. Muller right on the back of Photon. He can't get it to work. What about Engberg? He is very close to Toffee. Again, we expected him to be quite quick today, but he just doesn't seem to have that pace. When he passes Toffee, he will jump Shez and Black Panther because they are on that much older medium set of tyres. But let's just stick on board. Surely he's going to get this move done. And Elsinger down in 14th. I feel that this may be the end of his points run. Right, who can we ride on board with? Let's stick on board with Muller. And as Jury picks up a 3-second time penalty, let me write that down. Velocity Photon closing in on Barney. Barney on the better confound tyres, but much older tyres. Again, guys, get that stream chat lit up. Okay, from Barney, we can just about see Timp and Formula Danny, but we have to stick on board with Formula Danny because this is the battle for the realistic lead, or it will be when Tracksuit pits. Tracksuit is 4 seconds ahead, so he's doing a decent job on those soft tyres. When he pits, where will he come out? He'll come out around Black Panther, I think. Maybe a bit behind, but on much fresher tyres. Formula Danny, he's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS, but he's too far back. Muller, let's stick on board with Muller. Photon's going to go for the inside. Muller's going to break a bit earlier. He's going to try to get the run on Barney, but he can't. Only one at a time, Barney says. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Daniel Epic has retired as Muller makes his way down the inside through Bruxelles. Is it Bruxelles or Brussels? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. It's B-R-U-X-E-L-L-E-S. There's a yellow flag here. And that is where David Epic has gone. Daniel Epic has run wide. So not a usual place to see someone crash. But Black Panther currently in 10th place. Also, if we think about the championship, Renault are not going to get a lot of points, and behind them it is Ferrari. They're only about 20 points down, so Ferrari may actually jump Renault in the standings if Photon can finish it. Actually, no, they won't jump. I think it's about 27 points down, but it will get really, really close. McLaren and Mercedes will also climb a lot. Formula Danny, he's so close, but he just can't seem to get the exit, even with the OP DRS here at Spa. As Barney heads into the pit, so his tyres were going, Tracksuit stays out, the gap's still 2.6 seconds, so he's losing almost 2 seconds a lap to Tim and Danny. But Formula Danny is closer than he has been all race, well, this entire stint. And he's right on the tail. Williams Tim will have to go defensive. Side by side, they will go down the Camel Straight. Let's see what's going to happen as they head into the chicane. Formula Danny around the outside, and he will make a stick as they head into Les Combes now. Now, can Formula Danny do what he couldn't do last time, which is stretch this lead? He's got the fresher tyres. You would expect him to. Muller is closing in on Photon, so hopefully we can see a good race for what will be the final step on the podium. Also, Jury is closing in. Shez picks up a 3-second time penalty. Elsinger and Twin Barrel J are so far behind everyone. It is crazy. Let's stick on board with Timp for a bit. The gap to Tracksuit at the end of last lap was about 2.5 seconds. Elsinger's retired. No! And Tim picks up a 3-second time penalty. Elsinger, his point streak run has ended. What a shame. And it's ended at 12 consecutive races as Engberg picks up a 3-second time penalty. That could be fairly crucial. He's in 12th place and he will be probably battling with Black Panther for the final spot. Formula Danny sets a new fast lap and it's a 1.4 gap to Adidas Tracksuit, so they've caught up a second last time round. Williams Tim just seems a little bit too far behind. He's only half a second off though, but Formula Danny, actually Tim's fairly close. He may be able to get the run. We'll keep an eye on the gap between Muller and Photon. Formula Danny doesn't have DRS, but he will get a slight slipstream. And next lap maybe, if Formula Danny can overtake Adidas Tracksuit, then Williams Tim might get caught behind, and that will allow Formula Danny just to stretch out that little gap. But we've only got 14 runners. This is less runners than we had at Monaco, but we are halfway through the race now. Adidas Tracksuit, will he let Formula Danny pass? Formula Danny gets a good run out of Brussels, and he will make the move stick into Pouon. Sorry, he got a good run through turn 11. And Adidas Tracksuit lets through for Williams Tim. Danny will not be happy about that, I'm sure. But expect Tracksuit to peel into the pit at the end of this lap. And Shez actually is in the running for a point now. This would be great from him. But you have got Engberg right on his tail. Shez is running wide. Can Engberg get a better drive? Maybe he can have a go into Pouon, just like Formula Danny did. And Engberg understeers massively. Let's stick on board with Tim. Tim is so close, almost touching Formula Danny. Have to be careful, don't want to lose your rear wing. And Formula Danny obviously can get the power on earlier as he is ahead of him. As he is ahead of Tim. Can Tim get the drive? Not quite, about 0.4 of a second. The gap is increasing, but I feel like it's a little bit closer than last time. Again, Formula Danny won't have DRS down the straight, but Williams Tim will. Half a second the gap as Tim will engage the DRS, open up that rear wing flap. Calcifer 0.8 down on Marek as Johan Engberg does make the move stick on Shez. But this is going to be massive in the championship as well, because Elsinger will lose his current 4th or 5th place position to Formula Danny, to Velocity Photon, to Muller, and to NLE Jury. So it's been a very tight fight there, but he will lose a whole bunch of positions in that championship. Tracksuit still out there on these soft tyres, so if he can get another 3 laps in, he can go on to the super soft tyres for his final stint, and that clearly must be what he is going for. So expect him to pit on for super soft tyres, and he will be flying in the latter stages of this race. But Formula Danny, 7/8 ahead, he just can't break that 1 second gap. It is so close. Guys, let us know, who do you think is going to win this? Formula Danny or Williams Timp? Or maybe someone else. maybe prediction for the third spot. Will it go to Photon? Will it go to Muller? Formula Danny with a new fastest lap, but Williams Tim within half a second. Remember, at the end of the last lap, Williamson was right on the tail of Formula Danny. Formula Danny's pulled out about a tenth and a half by the time they come over Eau Rouge for lap 13. Adidas tracksuit still going strong. Photon will get DRS, which will hinder Muller from closing in on him. Tim very close to Formula Danny, but again, it's been actually slightly uneventful. I'm afraid to say. What about Marek and Calcifer? Too far back. Let's stick on board with Photon because I feel like the next overtaking move will be here. And the question is, can Adidas tracksuit catch up an entire pit stint on those super soft tyres? And Photon is going to go down the inside. No, he's not. He doesn't have the bravery to do it into Pouon. He runs a bit wide. Maybe he can do it into the campus chicane. Whoa! And Photon has had a massive lag spike. VSR Muller will pick up the position. What a shame. That must be gutting for Photon. I'm going to make a note of that. Let's ask him after the race. And Muller and Photon will both go through. But again, look how close Photon is to Muller. He's going to have a go down the inside into the chicane. Can he get it to stick? He can. Great stuff from him. But what is this? Tim is very close to Formula Danny. And Adidas tracksuit now into 5th place. NLE Jury closing in on him. But Tim is super close to Formula Danny. Surely he's going to get the move to stick. Staying in the slipstream for as long as he can. But I think Tim is going to be able to do it. He must have deployed so much ERS down there. But what about Photon? Photon's going to lose the place. He goes super late under the brakes. And he's going to hold on to his position. Great stuff by Velocity Photon. Guys, don't forget we do have post-race interviews. So leave us messages on the chat for questions you would like to ask our top finishers. So usually we go down to about top 6. But if you have any questions, do bring them up in the chat so I can ask them post-race. NLE Jury will go down the inside of Adidas tracksuit into Pouon. I feel like Adidas tracksuit will pit this lap. But look at this. Tim is 7/10 down now. Is this Formula Danny's chance just to pull away? And what's happened to tracksuit? He's gone wide. He's gone 1 lap too long on these soft tyres. And that is going to cost him. And it's... No! He's got a puncture! Adidas tracksuit with the puncture is going to cost him. But look at this. Tim is super close. So tracksuit 1 lap too long. Thankfully it's not at the start of the lap. Barney is only 13 seconds down. So hopefully tracksuit can still come back to 8th. Maybe we'll see a great fight. A great comeback from tracksuit. And Tim is going to go down the outside. He has the ERS this time. But look how much ERS Danny has. He's... right. What Danny has done here is he said, okay, Tim, you can take me next lap. I'm going to have way more ERS. Look, full ERS from Danny. Tim has a fair bit. So he's going to go all out on Tim next lap around. But Photon holding on to that 3rd place ahead of Muller. Calcifer currently in 6th. And this is bad news for Danny, who wants to get every single point he can to close into Calcifer in the championship. So this mistake from Adidas tracksuit has been massive. But Adidas tracksuit is already out of the pits. How far down is he? He's okay, so he's about 10 seconds down from Barney. So we could see a great fight there as he tries to make his way up into 5th place on the super soft tyres. But Formula Danny, he is half a second down on Williams Timp. And Photon has pulled out a second to Muller. That is massive. He will be able to pull away now. But don't forget, Williams Timp has done 10 laps, 3 laps more than Formula Danny on this compound of tyres. So his tyres will be running out more than Formula Danny's. Formula Danny trying to get the late apex. He's half a second down. Let's watch that gap. It's staying constant. So he got a much better exit than Tim. So expect him to be right on Tim's tail through Eau Rouge. And he does indeed get a great exit. Only 2/10. He probably doesn't even need DRS. But look at that ERS usage. And Williams Tim will have to concede the position, as Twin Barrel J is going to pick up a 3-second time penalty. He's at the back. VSR Muller, he does get DRS, but he was about almost a second down when he did activate that DRS. What about Marek? Too far from Calcifer. VP Marek just doesn't seem to have that pace that he had last time out in Hungary. Okay, with Formula Danny, he's pulled the gap to 8/10. So he has pulled the pin. We did mention when will he try to break free, and I think he's gone for it now. Can he pull a second? Let's ride on board with Formula Danny as he tries to ace this final sector and pull a second ahead of Williams Timp. And he is now a second ahead. So Danny will not, so Tim will not have the crucial DRS. Formula Danny is pretty much home free as Twin Barrel J heads into the pits. So his soft tyres that he had on for 12 laps have worn out now, as Adidas Tracksuit picks up his first penalty of the race. Formula Danny sets a new fastest lap of the race. But let's keep an eye on Marek. He's 6/10 down. Can he get a good run through turn 1? He needs Calcifer to make a mistake, I feel, if he wants to pick up the position. No one is within a second, so this is the only kind of battle going on. And of course, Adidas Tracksuit closing in onto Johan Engberg. Black Panther has also been into the pits. So he's 9 seconds down on this. So he might be able to close in onto Engberg for the final lap. He's got 6 laps to close in 12 seconds, but he's on much fresher tyres and on 2 compounds softer. Can Panther do it? Panther and Tracksuit. Panther's on fresher tyres, but he doesn't have a penalty, while Tracksuit has 3 seconds worth of time penalties. What about Engberg? Engberg has 3 seconds of time penalties. Barney has no time penalties. And Formula Danny has left him for dust now. He has pulled out the gap incredibly. And I feel like the battle at the end of the race is going to be that battle for 9th place. I don't think Tracksuit and Panther will be able to close into Barney. So for now, let's just sit here. And Engberg gets another 3-second time penalty. That is big. That is really... This is an interesting camera angle. That means that if Black Panther can get within 6 seconds of Tracksuit, he will jump ahead. But let's keep an eye on the gap. And again, watch out for these time penalties. The final point is going to be this battle between Black Panther, Adidas Tracksuit and Johan Engberg. And don't forget, guys, let me know in the comments what kind of questions you would like me to ask post-race. I forgot to speak English for a second there. Marek is 8 seconds down and Black Panther picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is crucial. That can change this battle massively. Adidas Tracksuit only 1.7 seconds down on Engberg. Panther doesn't really seem to be closing in. Marek just running a bit wide, but he's only 6/10 down on Calcifer. He needs to get a good run. They're closing in. I believe that's Twin Barrel J ahead. No, it's NLE Jury. So actually, it's Calcifer closing in onto NLE Jury. Velocity Formula Danny, though, pulling out that gap at the top of, in the lead, I should say. But NLE Jury, we might have a battle for 5th on our hands yet. VSR Muller, he's fallen back from Photon. But Calcifer is 1.9 seconds currently the gap to Jury. So let's keep an eye on that. Calcifer, I think he's going to break the 1 second gap to Marek, though. It's currently 9/10. Can Marek get within that DRS detection range? It is under 9/10 now, so he will be able to. Let's sit on board with Adidas tracksuit now, though, because this is the only real battle that we're having, or the only real battle that will acclimatize to something. Black Panther just does not have the pace on the super soft tires, it would seem. Honestly, I thought he should have stayed on the medium tires, but clearly he knows what's going on with his car better than me. Also, he's way quicker than me, so why would I mention? But that front wing damage that he must have got on lap 1 must have cost him dearly. But here we go, tracksuit just within a second of Engberg. Now anything can happen, a contact, anything can change the way this fight goes. Calcifer 1.5 seconds off Jury, so that's going to be massive. And Engberg is closing in on Barney. I think he's closing in on Barney, so this might become the battle for 8. The Barney has no time penalties actually, so maybe we could see a 3-way fight for 8th place on the track anyway. Adidas tracksuit, he does have DRS, he will close into Engberg. 3.5 laps remaining here of round 13 of the ORL season 10. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2. That is Twin Barrel J. So let's sit on board with Barney. Let's see if we can see where Twin Barrel J has gone off. Right, we're going to sit on board with Williams Tip now. He's slowly falling back. Adidas tracksuit is closing in onto Engberg. So we're going to switch over really soon as the Williams Tim approaches Shez. So Shez will be pulling out of the way very shortly. Right, I just want to check this. Okay, he's too far behind to get anything to work. And we've only got 13 runners. That is crazy. Shez is going to get well out of the way down the Camel Straight. Just lifts out of that. But Adidas tracksuit right on the back of Engberg. Engberg closing into Barney is only a second. Tracksuit should let Engberg go and get DRS onto Barney. He's got 2 laps. Engberg runs wide. This is going to let tracksuit through. He's got DRS. Can Engberg hold this? If I was Engberg, I would let tracksuit through, just because you're going to lose a place anyway. This way you might be able to close in onto Barney. And tracksuit is a second down. Will he get within the second come DRS zone? Here's the detection. He's too far back. Shez has retired from the session. 12 runners remaining as we approach the final laps of the Grand Prix. Oh, here comes Engberg. I forgot all about that. And Engberg will not be able to get the job done. Formula Danny coming to approach. Formula Danny coming to lap Toffee soon. Oh, has to lift out of it. Johan Engberg has fallen off this battle for 8th place. Adidas tracksuit. He has 3 seconds worth of time penalty, so he needs to overtake Barney and pull 3 seconds. He's got 2.5 laps remaining as Formula Danny has just crossed the finish line. Let's just sit on board with Toffee. He's going to be letting... Yeah, he's going to lift well out of that. And here comes Formula Danny to make the move. Adidas tracksuit. He will, if he can make the move stick, he will have 2 laps. He's no way round the outside of Blanchimon. Is he going to go for it? I think he is. This will also mean that Engberg can fight with Barney as well, which will help tracksuit pull that gap. He's going to have the DRS. He's on the fresher tyres. Surely he's going to be able to make this work. But look at this. We're going to have a battle. There's also a battle going on for 5th place as VP Marek is closing in. But that battle is there. He's too far back and we've passed the DRS detection point. Adidas tracksuit, 3/10 down. Let's watch this from Engberg's perspective. And tracksuit, oh, there's contact! Can you believe it? Can tracksuit hold it? And what were you doing? Tracksuit and Engberg are out. Panther and Toffee are going to pick up the final points. And ORL Barney has got scot-free. Crazy, crazy scenes here in the final laps of the Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix of ORL. Adidas Tracksuit had to back out because ORL Barney was slow out of Eau Rouge. And Marek just... Sorry, not Marek. Engberg just went all in that. That was bad. I think Engberg will get a post-race penalty for that. Hopefully we can have a word with them, actually. But look at this. This is the final lap now. Can Calcifer find a way through as Toffee has just passed Adidas Tracksuit? That's a massive shame for Tracksuit. He most likely would have taken 8th place. But look at this. Calcifer is going to have a go for an early Jury. This can be massive, massive for the championship. Can Jury hold it down the inside? No, he can't. Calcifer will move up into 5th place. Great stuff from the reigning champion. And Marek is too far behind. I deserve a glass of water, I feel. There is still opportunities to overtake though if you are Jury or Marek. And Marek will get a better exit than Jury, I feel. Can he possibly have a go into Stavelo? He's right on his tail. This is so close. But meanwhile, Formula Danny is going to win the race. But we are focusing on this battle here. And there you go. Your winner is Velocity Formula Danny. But Marek is so close. And there is a bit of a lag spike going on. Marek, though, can he have a go into the final corner? It's side by side. There's contact between Jury and Calcifer. And Marek will get the position, but he has 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So he will fall behind Jury, who only has 3. Barney is so far back. So here's Formula Danny. So Black Panther's going to come round to finish very shortly. Toffee's already been lapped. Jury does in fact jump ahead of Marek. And can you believe it? We only had 10 finishes at the end of the race. If Elsinger had just stayed on track, he would have picked up a point. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But Black Panther, he'll be kicking himself. He could have picked up an 8th place finish. Although to be fair, he has got away with it. Come on, where are the donuts? Do some donuts for us. Okay, I'm quite demanding today. But Black Panther will take a good 9th place. And considering the caliber of the field, there we go. He's going to reverse across the line. Great showmanship there from Black Panther. I do approve. And Black Panther will take 9th place. Don't forget, guys, stay with us because we will be heading into the post-race interviews. But first of all, so guys, do give us your comments in the chat below for questions that you would like us to ask the drivers in the post-race interviews. But once again, guys, your winner is not Williams Timp. Velocity Formula Danny and Williams Timp will take 2nd place. But let's just take a final confirmation of the standings and what the final gap was at the top post penalties. So here we go. Velocity Formula Danny does indeed win with an insanely fast lap time. Williams Timps takes seconds ahead of Veloce Photon. VSR Muller in 4th, followed by Calcifer, NLE Jury, and then VP Marek. VP Marek with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Barney takes 8th, followed by Black Panther and Toffee with the final point. Everyone else DNF'd. And that was actually crazy, crazy scenes right at the end of the race. But guys, I'm going to head into the ORL chat group. Right, okay guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave F1 in the background. Yeah, so we'll just leave that there then, and we will head into the voice channel. Hey! Hey. Yeah, but you're really quiet. Okay, I know what I'll do. Wait. Okay. Right. I have that issue again where my mic disconnects. So if my mic does disconnect, I probably haven't noticed. So just let me know that I've been muted somehow. Okay. Okay. Cool. Right. But meanwhile, right. Okay. Let me just turn down the game volume. Open volume mixer. And let me turn up that. Okay, talk now. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea why it keeps happening. Yeah, it's I don't know why. But right, okay. I would ask you if you're ready, Formula Danny, but you're always ready, aren't you? Yes. So, win number 3 then, here at Spa. Go on, talk us through it. How does it feel?
Yeah, it was a good race. I had an average qualifying lap during the East Coast Series, which was a good 3 months ago. I put the 2 times faster lap times. So, I definitely have to improve on myself in the quali to be back in the best form, but the race itself was very good. I enjoyed the battling with Tim. I had fresher tires, I had a bit of a space advantage, but he could keep up with me really good with the slipstream, and he was very smart with his ERS management. So obviously we had a lot of fun, and I hope the viewers had fun too. But after I managed to break away with a very good rhythm change, I guess, and I managed to win the race. But your microphone is muted again, so I think you need to...
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Anyway, you came out of the pits right alongside Williams. You came out of the pits right alongside Tim. Did you think you were going to get him into the chicane, or just talk us through that?
I had very cold tires, so I didn't want to risk getting into the fight. I rather saved some ERS, but thinking it back, it wasn't the best choice of me, because Tim nearly broke the DRS on that lap, because I had that cold tires that only in the middle sector he gained only like 0.8 of a second. So maybe next time I learned from it, and I should attack and try to keep him behind, even having a very cold set of hard compound. But it all worked out great. I maybe had a bit of luck, but all in all, I think I had the best race pace, and I hope I can carry this momentum to the next league races as well.
Right. And there was one moment where Tim did manage to get past you, and then I think it was the next lap you got past him, and then all of a sudden you broke the 1 second gap and you just left.
Yeah, the thing was that he was running with quite low wings, so he was very good in the straight. So I know that I only have a chance if I can completely break the DRS, no matter how far away I am until he gets DRS, then it's not good. So I saved up my ERS to 100%, and then I overtook him, and then I just went 2 quali laps, and my fastest lap of the race was a second faster than anyone else with the hardest tire. So yes, it was a great rhythm change, and I'm very happy about that. It was still close because he was like 1.1 in the next DRS point, but I managed to do that, and I'm happy about it.
Okay, well, great race and another win. So I'm sure there's many more to come. So best of luck for the next race in Italy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Torpedo, Danny.
Right, Tim, are you ready?
Yeah, that's my micro.
Okay, yeah. So your second race of ORL, you couldn't quite get the win, but again, just talk us through the race.
Oh yeah, that's pretty decent. Like, that was my actually first laps of the Spa after this Sport Series in a year. I haven't actually even practiced at all in this. So yeah, these were my first laps. So the quali was quite average, to be honest. I need to practice a lot, so I was pretty happy with P2, to be honest. But yeah, then the race, like I completely failed the setup though. Like I literally had so bad setup, but it was rapid on straight, so I knew that. So I just tried to use best out of that setup. Like, so I knew like I'm honestly like seconds slower than Danny in second sector, so. Yeah, the battle was kind of, well, to be fair, like because I literally had no idea when to like pit.
Okay.
I just went when my chef just said like, oh, look, pit lap 4. I was like, okay, well, let's try this because I literally had no experience. So yeah, it was completely mistake to pit that early, and as well I lost maybe like 2 to 3 seconds behind someone in the out laps. So that's why Danny also was so close after he pit.
Yeah.
He pitted so. But yeah, to be fair, like I knew on that time that Danny is gonna race, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to have like some fun and
Well,
yeah.
you did a great job to stay so close with Danny, and then you got past him as well on a couple of occasions. So a great job. Will we be seeing you at Monza next week?
Most likely, yeah. But there was the race. There was one moment. There was like one moment when I literally saw that Danny wanted me to get past.
Yeah.
Like and I was like, nah, mate, I wanna stay behind and save ERS and just stay in the DRS and stream, but yeah,
Oh.
that was
Very gentleman-like then of you two.
yeah.
Well,
It was fun.
a great race, and then hopefully we'll see you at Monza, and I'm sure you'll again give Formula Danny a great run for his money.
For sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, is Muller that? No. Actually, I'll just ask Muller if he's joining us.
Oh,
Wait.
Here,
Who was third? Was it Photon or Muller? I think no, it was Photon, wasn't it?
Photon is not here. He is not the man of interviews.
Yes, Kimi right.
But he enjoyed the race. He needs to improve. He wanted to overtake him, but he couldn't. He had so much fun in the league. He will come to the next races, but that's what he would tell.
Okay. What was that laugh at the end? Okay. Calcifer then. You came 5th, didn't you? Okay, a great last lap battle then with Jury. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I had enough ERS to use it on straight. I think he didn't have very much, so I had great run on the first corner. Overtook him and kept straight.
So you mentioned before the race when we were talking that if you got 5th, you'd be happy. So are you happy?
Not really, because I got stuck in the bits, like 7 seconds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I could have fighted with Müller and Photon maybe 10%.
Because before the pits, I think you were what, about a second off them?
I was behind Wheeler.
Okay. Well,
Just behind.
decent damage limitation then, all things considered, and a great last lap battle. So again,
Yeah, really enjoy that.
how's your championship lead feeling then?
And it's coming too fast, to be honest, but let's see what happens.
Alright, well thanks again and best of luck for Monza.
Okay.
Okay, Marek, are you there? Okay, let me just turn you up a bit. Okay, speak just for a brief second. Okay, it's a bit quiet, but I can turn it up
Yeah,
a
I'm a bit
later.
quiet, I can tell.
Okay, right, Marek, last lap. Again, you were so close to jury, and you did manage to make the mistake. Just how was that last lap in general?
Well, the last lap was... I don't know, I didn't really care on the last lap, to be honest, because I had front wing damage all race long after that collision in lap 1, and my pits didn't change the wing, but I said it on yes, so I didn't understand why they didn't change it, and I lost about 7/10ths, if not even more, each lap. And yeah, on the last lap I didn't really care because I knew I had 2 time penalties because of the massive understeer in second sector because of that ring damage.
Oh, that's a massive shame, especially at a circuit like Spa where you do need to have that front downforce.
Yeah.
But a great race considering that you had damage to your front wing, which I did not realise. And you were sticking with Calcifer for the whole race, just staying within that 1 second DRS zone. What?
Yeah, pretty much. I planned that out because I knew Calcifer was faster than me, again because of that ring damage, and I knew that I gained a bit on jury, so I planned to stay behind Calcifer to drag me with him.
Okay. Well, a great race from you, and all things considered, will you be racing with us for Monza then?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Well, best of luck then, and hopefully we'll see you racing at the front end of the grid once again. Right. Who's next? Is it Johan? Is it you or is it Black Panther? I can't remember. No, it's Barney. It's Barney, isn't it? Barney, are you ready?
I am ready.
That was a good result, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Oh my god. But I was so confused after the pit stop. I just came out in front of Black Panther and I think Adidas tracksuit. And I don't know why. And at first I was very happy with my performance in the race. When I saw I'm P8, I felt great. But after seeing that so many drivers did not finish on the race, it felt kind of wrong. But what happened? I think I missed a pretty great crash.
Yeah, so essentially what happened was, who was it? I think it was Engberg, Johan and Adidas Tracksuit were right behind you. Tracksuit got a great run out of Eau Rouge, but he had to lift off slightly because you were right in front of him. And Engberg went for a little gap just as Tracksuit went for it. So, and they ended up just wiping each other out rather spectacularly.
Yeah, I felt a little touch in my rear, but I didn't know what was happening exactly.
Yeah. So you just saw them. You just saw 2 cars spinning in the background then.
Yeah, I just saw the yellow flag behind me and wondered where those guys were.
Well, a great race regardless, because you were in that battle with them. Maybe I think Johan had a couple of time penalties anyway, so you might have jumped him. I'm not sure. But a great race and more points to add for the championship.
Thanks.
Johan, are you there?
Yeah.
Right. Go on then. Talk us through what happened on that last lap.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was surprisingly fast. I mean, maybe I got the best run into the straight, and then all of a sudden I kind of thought like, okay, I might be able to overtake them both if we can go 3 wide, and then just at that, I don't know, like, did you know if tracksuit lifted or not? Because all of a sudden, I guess my front wing was already beside his rears when I was trying to go to the right, and also I guess I was trying to avoid from running into the back of Barney. So the whole thing happened like super quickly, and I just misjudged my speed. It's totally my fault, but it was still kind of an unfortunate accident, I guess.
Yeah, it was super unfortunate, but it was really close racing, and I guess this stuff does happen in racing. But your race up to that point, how was it going for you?
Driving, I guess, was going pretty well. I screwed up the start. I got a false penalty. It's false start. It's the first I've ever gotten. Some sort of a thumb twitch on the clutch or something. Then, apart from that, I guess driving was going pretty well. I mean, apart from at one point, it was like lap 3. I'd overtaken, I'm not quite sure who it was. Was it Toffe or who it was? I think it was a McLaren. And then right after I overtook them, they just basically right at the bus stop, they ran right into my front wing and destroyed it. So I lost like, it was only 2 laps, but still I maybe lost like between 2 out of 4 seconds or something. But yeah, apart from that, I thought it was a good race. And I might have been able to get like 9th, who knows, maybe.
Well, a good race again, considering the circumstances. There seem to have been a lot of front wing issues, but will you be joining us in Monza then?
Sure, if I have a spot, I mean I'm a reserve, but definitely if I'm invited, then I'm ready to race.
Well, I look forward to seeing you for Monza next week, and best of luck then.
Thank you. Thank you. That sounds great.
It was me who hit you at the bus stop, or whatever it was, the chicane.
Shares,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Dude, like, he broke early, alright? And I had to go on the inside. And I was like, oh god, it's not going to go well. And then I locked. I just locked straight into the side of him. But you let me past. You let me back past. I was like, why did you just let me back past?
Yeah, cause
Anyway, moving on. Black Panther, you there?
Yes, I'm
Cool.
game all of a sudden
Oh.
told us, then there's like F1 2018 special, I guess.
Oh, it told you to give the place back.
Right, are we getting...
I think Johann's disappeared into the Matrix.
I think he must just be having some lag. Anyway, we'll continue with Black Panther. Home race, and you managed to make it then despite exams. How was your home race then?
Well, I was hoping for a better race, to be honest, because my start was really fucked up. It was so weird because I had a pretty good start, and at turn 1, just everyone disconnected. Like, it was like, oh, the the computer was like taking over, and then all of a sudden they flashed into my front wing, so it broke down.
Oh my god.
Then yeah, I had to pit at lap 1. I think I made 1 overtake on Elsinga there because I flashed back also at a straight. It was so weird, and yeah, not much happened.
But
Only the overtake on Chess, thinking I was trying to get him at Radion, but he blocked me, so I was like, oh fuck.
were you ever considering taking the medium tires all the way to the end, or were you always going to stop for the super soft tires?
I was planning first to go to the end, but it was like 65% at lap 15, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pit for super softs and then maybe going for the fastest lap. I was pretty close though, but not close enough.
Yeah. And you just weren't able to keep up to, I think it was Adidas Tracksuit who came out about a second ahead of you, and when he tried to close into Engberg and Barney.
Yeah, I don't remember him because I was like 6 seconds or a bit more in front of Johan, and then I pitted, and yeah, then I was behind those 3 and saw the big crash from really far away. So yeah, I didn't really saw him, to be honest.
Well, a good race and a fair few points to add to your championship tally. Will you be with us for Monza, or are exams going to come in the way?
I don't think so. I think I'm really gonna focus for that. Oh wait. Next week? Oh no, I can't be there. Sorry. Yeah. So for a moment that my exams were done next week or the tests.
Well,
No, I won't be there, I think.
in which case, we'll see you for the race after, which is at the fantastic Singapore circuit. So, even more accidents to watch out for. Right. But thank you for joining us. Best of luck for your exams as well.
Thank you.
Right. Shez, so apart from taking out some front wings, which wasn't your fault, but how was your race anyway in general?
Some would say it wasn't my fault. Some would say it was. No, I didn't mean to. Sorry, Johan. I had a bit of an incident with Calcifer in practice.
I missed
I don't know what
that.
happened. He went up 130R, span completely. It was either Calcifer or Singer. I thought it was Calcifer, and I literally had to jump.
It was me.
Yeah, I missed you by a millimeter. I was like, no, not practice. I just got out of it. Yeah.
What
My tires are pretty good.
was this at the point where it had just started raining and no one had fully realised and everyone had started spinning on the track?
No, it was right at the beginning.
Oh, God.
Tires were cold. He was on mediums.
Okay.
Mediums. It was right at the beginning. But no, the race went okay. It was really unfortunate, to be fair, that one, I hit Johan. It didn't have any damage to me, so I felt really bad. I was like, Jesus, what's going on? But yeah, so I hit him, which is that's my fault. I take that out on the chin, and I'll probably get wrapped on the knuckles by R7 when he gives out the penalties in a couple of days' time. But yeah, I lost a bit of front wing stupidly because I was talking to the chat, and then yeah, going through Puan, I went wide and hit a bump and just spammed me straight into the wall, and that was it. That's the end of the race.
Okay.
I was doing okay. Like if the rest of the field finished, I was like 12th or 13th. That's all right for me. I'm happy with that.
Right, you've just missed something hilarious that happened. So, when you watch the race highlights and you come across your interview, you will hear this. But what I didn't realize is I had left myself in a Discord voice chat, and one of my friends had just come in, and literally you'll just hear in the background someone saying just this, Milky, Milky, just like over and over again. So yeah.
Is that on the interview?
No, I thought it was on the interview. I was like looking who's talking, and then I realised it was coming from Discord. I was like, oh damn.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But anyway, so what happened then in the race? Where did you go off?
It was going after Puan. So I just let the leaders past, and Toffee beat me in the pits because I had apparently I had a 5 second top go because I mounted the last curb going into the last chicane. Just because of F1. So I got a penalty at a 5 second, and I think that allowed Toffee to overtake me. He pulled about 3 seconds, and I couldn't catch him up again then because he had fresh rubber as well. So I kind of just thought, well, I'm not going to get back to him, and I got a bit complacent really. I let the leaders go through. I think it was Tim and Danny were fighting, so I made sure I got well out of the way. And I just tapped the side of I can't remember what corner it was. I lost a bit of front wing, and then as I was going through Puan, I got wide. I thought, oh, it's fine, keep my foot in, I'll carry on, and I hit the bump right at the very exit, and it just threw me straight into the barrier. So if I would have carried on, I probably would have finished 11th, which is really frustratingly annoying, but still a good result, I guess, for me.
Fair enough. Well, good. I don't know. Can I say, well, a decent race, regardless.
You
Yeah,
can say
I get
decent race, man.
decent
like,
race,
These
decent
guys
race.
who are winning,
Yeah, exactly.
they're aliens to me, man. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here. Hello.
Hey, I'm on the race. I used to do that bit. But yeah, anyway, best of luck then for Monza. And yeah, I think that ends the interviews. Right.
See ya.
Oh, but by the way, guys, I'm going to do the recording for the podcast for Monza now, I think, while people are around. So if you three who are in the chat now want to do that,
Might as well do it now, yeah.
yeah, Barney, Calcifer,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
up for that? Okay. The only thing I need to do, right? I'm just going to end the stream now. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back next week on Thursday for Monza.